IBM finishing the day more than 2% higher despite a flat finish for the NASDAQ. So can this higher for longer talk work for both rates and IBM stock? Well, joining us now is Ben Reitzes, tech lead at Melius Research. Ben, happy Friday. Your ears must have been burning yesterday because I mentioned you specifically when talking to Arvind. When you heard him yesterday talking about how the year looks, of course, trying to avoid too many financial specifics ahead of earnings, did that at all encourage your view that IBM can pull this off, this AI growth kind of pulled through by consulting?
Yeah, I'm encouraged, and it's great to be here with you, John, again. I'm encouraged by IBM. I think that he made a really good point. This data ingestion piece of AI is a big opportunity for them. They're trusted, especially in regulated industries, and their expertise in this area is very clutch for organizations who need a lot of help. They have actually 3 modules, Watson X, AI, data, and governance, that are all needed for enterprises, especially in heavily regulated industries. And I think they're going to do pretty well, John.
Okay. And meanwhile, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, HPE, coming at this from a different direction, looking to buy Juniper, which we think of as a networking company, but has also been not just focused on networking hardware, but software that relates to moving data in the data center. What should investors read from that, not just about HPE and Juniper, but the kinds of assets that some of these tech players are going to need outside of the language models to win in AI?
Well, I think that the HP Juniper deal was a validation that networking is going to be a real important point, a real important part of the whole AI saga here. And I think that we really like Arista in this case because we think Arista is going to be the backbone for clouds as well as getting more into the enterprise. And there's a really good chip cycle coming on from Broadcom that Arista can take advantage of. But I think that it shows that there is confidence that AI is going to create a halo effect and boost not only chip demand from NVIDIA, but other stuff from PCs to servers to networking. And HP wants to make sure that they have that. It's a higher margin business, higher value, and if they execute, it should help their multiple. Obviously, there's a lot of risk to execution near term.
How comfortable are you with some of the valuations on the AI darlings? NVIDIA has remained relatively strong. Supermicro is above 330, and they've tended to be exciting to people in the same sense as NVIDIA. But as we start to get results from some of the applications players in enterprise, are those and their guidance about AI going to validate the valuations we've seen up to this point?
You know, valuation is an interesting animal. I think as long as the fundamentals are getting better and they give AI numbers that extrapolate higher numbers in the future, some of these valuations will continue to hold. I think where you're talking about an application software, the big concern right now in application software is just whether these things like Copilots, Fireflies, Einsteins, all these funny names, whether the take-up for these things is as fast as the street wants. So that's really going to be the key. So you have to marry that narrative with valuation. The valuations are anticipating quite a bit. So what we need to hear is definitive take-up from these AI initiatives. And frankly, we just put out a note on Monday. I mean, a lot of this stuff is going to be second half loaded.
Okay.
We're still in the early innings.